All right, so what's the answer to number 1? Domain is 1 and 5. Range is 3, 7, and 9. And is it a function? No. Tell me no. What'd you get for 12? Yeah, number 2. Negative 13. How about 3? 10. How about 4? 120. 5? 470. How about negative 250? Yeah. What? 830. Okay. Anything you want me to do so far? 1 through 5. Anybody? Number 3 was 10. We good so far? 1 through 5? How about 6? What did you guys get for 6? 4 pi over 3? 7? 495? We good so far? 8? 100.55? Easy so far? How about 9? 4 pi? 4 pi? Okay. How about 11? What's cosine? Negative 8/17. So, but again, how do you do these? They say sine is what? Negative 15/17. So, and they also say that we are in the third quadrant. These are your X, Y, and R questions. So, because I'm in the third quadrant, what does that mean about my X and my Y? They're both negative. Sine is Y over R, so I know the Y is negative 15, the R is 17. You do X squared plus Y squared, R squared, whatever 15 squared, what was it, 225, 289. So you subtract, and you get 64. So X is equal to 8 plus or minus. We already knew it was negative. So then cosine is what? X over R. So negative 8/17. And then 12 is basically the same process, except now you got to have all of them. So sine should be negative 3/5. Cosine is positive 4/5. Tangent is negative 3/4. And then the 3 reciprocals should be the reciprocals. Negative 5/3, 5/4, and negative 4/3. We good so far? Anybody want me to do those? Okay. 13. What's sine of 180? 0. Cosine? Negative 1. Tangent? 0. Cosecant? Undefined. Secant? Negative 1. And cotangent? Undefined. Yes? Yeah, I mean, yeah. How about 14? What's sine of negative 30? What does the negative mean in this case? The negative simply means what direction are you going around? That all that means is we have a 30 in the fourth quadrant. This problem and this problem are the exact same question, right? The negative only means we're going down instead of up. So the only thing it affects is the quadrant. My reference angle is 30 either way. So sine of 30 is a half. I'm in the fourth quadrant. Sine is negative. Cosine of negative 30. What's cosine of 30? Root 3 over 2. I'm in the fourth quadrant and it's positive. Tangent would be negative root 3 over 3. That means cosecant should be negative 2. Secant should be 2 root 3 over 3. And cotangent is negative root 3. Again, I am not going to really ask you those exact types of questions on the test, other than there's going to be a part A. So the part A are these types of questions, just with no calculator. Cool? am I going to ask you for all 6 like those? No, I'm just going to ask you for one of them. And then 15. This one confuses people for some reason, and I don't know why. It's just 2 different questions. So it really should be 15 and 16. How do you do sine of pi over 4? That's one question. And then a completely irrelevant second question is, what's the secant of negative 215.7? They don't really go together. They're just 2 different questions. Well, sine of pi over 4, what is pi over 4 as a radian? Or as a degree? Which is? Isn't that 45? What's sine of 45? Root 2 over 2. Done. If you typed it in your calculator in this case and got 0.7071, okay, that's the same thing, but I would have preferred root 2 over 2. And then, how do I type this one in my calculator? Is that an inverse question? No, this is not an inverse. Make sure I'm in the degree mode. And then I type in what? 1 divided by cosine of negative 215.7. Come on. Really? There you go. Negative 1.231. Yeah? And then, how do you do 16? Where it says cosecant of what is equal to negative 2.2023. This is a reciprocal function, so I must take a reciprocal. Is this an inverse? Yes, which means the reciprocal goes on the inside. We have to do an inverse sine of that. Now, when you do this, when you type that in, we're looking for how many answers? 2. What 2 quadrants are we in this case? 3rd and 4th. So, we grab our calculator. We do the inverse sine of 1 divided by negative 2.2023. Oh, it gives me a negative answer. Is that a usable answer in this case? No, but it is my reference angle, right? 27 degrees. So, how do I get the 4th quadrant answer easily? Add 360. So there's one answer, 333. And then how do I get to the 3rd quadrant? 180 plus that 27. So I want to do 180. I would minus and go up and grab the negative. And there is your 2 answers, 333 and 207. Don't be surprised on the test if I give you one of these and it's just that and I'm looking for both answers. The next question I might give you this and give you a second part that says cosine is negative. Well, if cosine is negative, what 2 quadrants is cosine negative? Left 2, right? So I would only be looking for the 3rd quadrant answer, the 207, right? Are we good with this stuff? Anything else on here you want to do? Your part 2 of your test is going to look very similar to this page 54, and I'm going to have in class today we're going to kind of work on page 56. But your part 2, your part B of the test tomorrow is going to look just like those 2 pages. Those same types of questions. Are we good? All right. Pass those up.